The relationship between Ayanokoji and Horikita Manabu is not something that is easy to explain. They are not a friend, and not yet become a brother-in-law. They were just a senior and junior with benefits, who give and take to fulfill their own goal. However, it's clear that Manabu was so interested in Ayanokoji. Ever since their first interaction, Manabu had already put his eyes on him. While his sister tried her hardest to gain his approval, Ayanokoji got it just by blocking a few attacks from Manabu. This is indeed unfair for Horikita, but Manabu wants Ayanokoji more than he wants her. I didn't say Horikita Manabu swings that way, but Manabu was indeed interested in Ayanokoji in a special way. Either because of his ability or his philosophy, Manabu was so interested in him to the point he was willing to abandon his class for him. However, what exactly did Manabu see on Ayanokoji? It all started with just an ordinary interest, but several factors made it grow stronger. Horikita Manabu might be the first person who realizes how great Ayanokoji's ability is. Ayanokoji was supposed to be an ordinary high school student, but his action to save Horikita put him in a very troublesome position. If it were just his stupid classmates, Ayanokoji could get away with it, but Horikita Manabu cannot be deceived by just a simple excuse. From their first meeting, Ayanokoji showed a high mastery of martial arts, where he could counter all Manabu attacks even though Manabu had already mastered karate and judo. Mastering martial arts is not something easy to do, and if he could compete at the same level as Manabu, that means Ayanokoji had an impressive dedication that was worth to be watched. Their next interaction happened in Sudo trial. Horikita and Ayanokoji were the only ones who supported Sudo in his trial, and because Manabu knew full well that his sister wouldn't care about Sudo, he immediately knew Ayanokoji was the one who controlled his sister behind the scenes. Ayanokoji was doing something suspicious, but the reason behind his involvement was because Sudo is a valuable member of Class D because of his physical ability. From Manabu's perspective, if Ayanokoji saves Sudo because of his physical ability, that means Ayanokoji already had a suspicion about the school system where they put students with various abilities in the same class. Ayanokoji already had suspicion about the system, and Manabu confirmed it in volume 4.5. When he realized this fact, Manabu already saw Ayanokoji as someone with a great balance between brain and muscle. However, that alone is not enough. That's why Manabu chose to test him to prove that Sudo was not guilty and Sakura was not a liar. Long story short, Ayanokoji succeeded in preventing Sudo from being expelled, and that was the moment Manabu realized Ayanokoji had what it takes to stop certain someone. So, he invites him to join student council. Getting an invitation to join student council is a really big thing coming from Manabu, because he already rejected Katsuragi and Ichinose before. He rejected them because he was afraid Nagumo would become a bad influence for them in the future. However, Nagumo works behind the scenes and personally accepts Ichinose. That's why Ichinose is the only student council member from her grade before Horikita decides to join. However, Manabu decides to personally invite Ayanokoji. That means he values Ayanokoji higher than Ichinose, and maybe he believes that Ayanokoji will not be affected by Nagumo. Of course, his true motive was something bigger than just a normal invitation. Their next meeting happens in Summer Vacation Volume 4.5. Manabu, who already knows the result of the deserted island exam, approaches Ayanokoji and asks him about it. Ayanokoji said it was all Horikita's plan, but Manabu knows full well that his sister doesn't have that kind of capability. So, he believes that Ayanokoji is the one who was responsible for Class D victory. Once again, Manabu invites Ayanokoji to student council. He will even give him the vice president seat if he wants to join. Ayanokoji simply refused and got confused about why Manabu was so desperate to invite him. This is where Manabu's interest turned into something else. He believes Ayanokoji could do something that he can't, and that's why he wants him, and he was desperate for it. Horikita Manabu wants to stop Nagumo. However, instead of doing it himself, he chose to give that trouble to Ayanokoji. The whole Nagumo versus Manabu is something that makes Horikita Manabu quite hated lately. He was mocked as someone who is all talk but cannot do anything to make his fans feel proud. However, Manabu's decision to involve Ayanokoji to stop Nagumo was correct. Manabu will soon graduate, and it's not like he could stop Nagumo with just a little time that he had. He needs to prepare a successor to make sure everything will be alright even after he leaves. However, he cannot give that role to just anybody. He cannot trust Kiriyama alone, and he also was not sure about Katsuragi and Ichinose. Ayanokoji is the only one who he believes could stop Nagumo. He already saw what Ayanokoji is capable of. Either his technique, strategy, or speed, everything is extraordinary. However, even Horikita Manabu could not see beyond it. The way Manabu said he will feel assured if his sister dating Ayanokoji is proof that he didn't have a good grasp on Ayanokoji as a person. Because they only had a little time together, Manabu only knew what Ayanokoji chose to show him. Ayanokoji respects Manabu, so he only showed him his good side. Their relationship was just to take advantage of each other, and it was done without the situation forcing Ayanokoji to do something evil to him. For Manabu, Ayanokoji is a mysterious junior with extraordinary ability. Ayanokoji could become someone remarkable that will even surpass his legacy. That's why in their final moment together, Manabu gave him advice to leave something behind so the people who know him will remember him for the rest of their life. From his last action, I could say that Manabu was actually a caring and wise senior. He tries to guide Ayanokoji, and even Ayanokoji believes that he could change if he spent more time with him. Manabu was not perfect, but at least he tried to do something good in his own way. He believes that someone as talented as Ayanokoji is not supposed to be forgotten. That's why he gave him a little push. It's just too bad that he is not around to see what Ayanokoji had done because of his advice. If we ever see Manabu again, I wonder how their relationship will change.